Nice. Okay. Cool. I mean, we'll see if it works. I've actually been wanting to look into a good way to record these so that we can like share these to people who can't attend. But yeah, we haven't figured that out yet. So maybe this is the way. So excited to see that. Yeah. I thought about switching this to just like a Google Meet or something and recording the Google Meet. Um, but yeah, but it's also just really easy for people to get on. That's the biggest thing. But yeah. Well, all right. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm curious how people are going along. I saw Aunt just posted, I asked what people were building, and he's working on a UI for disabled people, so that's pretty cool. Uh, Definitely an interesting idea. I I also see Akin Kanumi, or am I saying that right? Akin Kanumi? He's on, and I think he's also one of our contributors, so maybe he could demo some of the work that he's working on. But if not, what James and I were going to do today. Well, first of all, if anyone has any questions or things that they want to know about TamboHack, there's still 48 hours left. We're going to send out later today. I'm going to send out how to submit your final projects. But if you have any questions or things we can help you with in that process, I'd really love to do that. But otherwise, we'll just go ahead and I can start sharing my screen and we can look at some of the PRs. Yeah. So I actually opened a bunch of PRs last night that I need to follow up on, but why don't we start with this one? So I know um, this one is we wanted to add image support, which is a bit long overdue, I think. Um, but basically just the ability. Oh, can y'all see my screen? Yeah, I can. Okay. Uh, this is just a demo of being able to like add images and then sending them. And I think we're working on right now the ability to actually like pass the images to the LLM. And then we're going to work on a way to actually display the images in the chat so you can see any kind of like image attachments from your previous messages. So that's one. I think that's coming along. I like the design of it. So definitely looking good. And the yes, I think I'm blanking on her actual name. That's just her kind of GitHub name. Um, if I remember, it doesn't have her actual name on it, so she's kind of. Oh yeah, good idea. Yeah, so yeah, Smosco, Smosco Han. Yeah, you should definitely check out her work. Um, Pretty cool. Actually, I'll go ahead and follow her right now. Why not? All right, and then I think another contributor is actually, and I saw that Akin Alumi was on, but I think he dropped off. So he's working on being able to like set initial messages. So the idea here being you can you could set a couple of messages in the UI before the message. This is like a common use case for this is something like, you have a chat window show up and then there's like, "Hi, I am an assistant and I can help you with this task." Or it could even be like maybe there's some previous thread state and you want to pass that into another thread state is something we're thinking about. So the idea of I think a real like another pattern I'm seeing a lot of is being able to fork a thread. So you have like one thread, but then you want to create another thread off of it with like a different set of messages. So that's one thing we've been wanting to build for a bit. So this one's pretty cool, but mostly kind of on the technical side. So no demo so much. I guess it probably should be a demo of showing how you can like set it up with, but I think this is kind of coming along. Yeah. So so right now this would be client side being able to set it. So you could just have in the client side, here's a message, and it would just show up. Yeah, basically preloading the thread state before a user sends any message. You can do that today. Um, yeah, you could preload. So that's actually how suggestions works is it it just takes a hook. So our input, basically we have a hook for managing the input and sending the message. And one of those hooks is the value and set value of that input. And so you can have another component update the or set the value of your input. So that's how suggestion works. So you could do it like on the like you could get on the page and just say, hey, if they're coming from this link, here is a set value for that. Yeah. Cool. And then sorry. Let me go to another screen. See what else. Oh, I haven't seen the comments. No, I didn't. Yeah, I love that idea. I think that's such a cool idea because I we've had to make so many forms, and honestly, it'd be nice if I could just be like, here's a bunch of thoughts about what the form should look like, and it just generates it for you. Um, yeah, it's a great idea. I think it'd be awesome. Um, yes, I think that is a pretty strong requirement to have some sort of video demo. I think it's just if you go to a repo and there's just no demo of what the end product looks like, I think it's pretty hard to sense if it's useful. So yeah, definitely a requirement. And I can also respond in the chat later. It seems like Bot might have dropped off for a bit, but I can also just respond in the chat. Yeah, totally agree. I think yeah, definitely video demo is really helpful. I think we even like that for like we want all of our PRs to have that because I think it's really helpful to like sense what's happening in this PR. Um, so this is another interesting kind of feature line that we're trying to expand on. So there's the interactables, which is a a feature for being able to interact with an existing component. So just a really simple way to register a component that you can chat with and then update the state of that component. So that's what we have today. But yeah. And so like our vision is that so right now we have these like two types of components. We have interactables and then we have ones that are generated in the chat. And we want there to be kind of a full component lifecycle of being able to generate a component and then enable it in such a way that you can then interact with it. So the idea being, so actually a really good example might be for what Buttery Gold is working on, the form builder. Well, if you generate the components and then they want to then move it onto some sort of like canvas of forms, you then don't want them to have to like remove that and generate a new one and remove it and replace it. You would rather just the chat go, oh, hey, I already know this form element exists. Why don't I go update that one instead of generate a whole new one? So this is part of that vision of having a full kind of life cycle where there's like interactables and then generative components, and generative components can move to being interactable. So yeah, definitely a cool PR, and we're excited about this one. And then let's see. I think actually, so speaking this is not part of TamboHack. I think we still need to close this. There's like a little, I think we just need to get the PR approved. But this is actually what you were talking about with, or not what you were talking about, but this is an example of how the hooks can be used. So one of the other ideas we had was being able to like manage drafts. So like I can go between different threads, and if I leave the message, I can come back and it's the same message. And this is all being done through the use input set value state. So it's actually pretty easy to implement. It was like or fairly easy to implement. There's just a little bit of work around how do you manage the draft state in local storage, but that's another like pretty cool PR that should be coming out pretty soon. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we could just pre-fill it with the message. I don't know why we made it copy paste. That's actually like really simple and like probably better than what we're doing. I'm gonna open a PR to do that later today. That'll be a pretty easy one. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's actually interesting too. I know we did the copy, but we could have easily made it too where it's just like add it. But I wonder what's better is to have it pre-filled or a button you press to fill it and then it fills the component. Because we could do that. That's like really easy actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's a good point. We'll have to think about it. But I think that's a really good point that we make people like copy and paste it. Um, cool. I'm gonna stop sharing because I think we went through most of the PRs that are already open, which there's still a couple days left to get the PRs in, so I expect a few more in the next 48 hours. But we have a few questions. Tofunmi, if I'm saying that right, or Tofunmi, tell me if I'm mispronouncing your name, and I'm happy to pronounce it differently. Uh, where are we going to submit the templates to? Yeah, so I'm gonna share a form later today and you have until, or actually maybe it's later today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow actually because it's Wednesday, and you have until 5 p.m. PDT Thursday to submit. So that'll give you 24 hours to send your final submission in, and all it's going to require is a link to your repo, and then your repo should have a couple of things, which is just, hey, is there, a README? Is there a little video? We might even in the form ask you to just put a link to the video so that we can more quickly access it, like have the team access it and take a look at it. And then the other thing we might ask a few other small questions, just like, where are you located and some other things we need for handling prizes and stuff like that. Or if you worked with anybody or any other kind of like feedback. And then I think we're also going to require that you write a short blog post on any blog platform, your personal blog or just Substack or Medium or anything like a free blogging platform, where you just kind of write up a little bit about how your product work or like how this project works, and you'll submit that. So it'll be pretty straightforward, honestly, and the write up should be pretty short. Just, hey, here's what I built, here's some technologies I used, here's the problem I was trying to solve. And I think I'm gonna actually write one up today and share that out as an example of like, hey, here's what a blog post might look like. I also know James wrote one, so we'll send a few examples of what you could write. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're not expect I'll keep mine short too. I don't want it to be these to be like, I mean, if you want to write a really long thing, that's great. Not gonna stop you from it, but just a little bit of explanation of what it is and why you built it and how it works. Uh, okay, so let's see. There's another question. Oh, good. Yeah. Totally true. Yeah. And yeah, we're happy to promote the stuff you're working on, especially if it's like really awesome. So yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, if you want to And you can post it other places too. So if you have your template and you want to post it somewhere else, like go for it. We'd love to encourage you to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna answer this question from Priyanka. So how can I figure out if the issue is related to TamboHack? I'm new and unable to identify issues. So we've already assigned issues to people for the hackathon. So there's two tracks in the hackathon. One track was contributing to the open source project. And so we've already assigned all of those issues. So the only way to participate right now is to do the template track. And so the template track is you basically build a application with some kind of natural language interface using Tambo. And that's like, and the goal is just basically to help. It should be a template so some other developer can basically take the code and, you know, fork it and build something else on top of it if they wanted to, or you could fork the code and build something on top of it if you wanted to, if you felt inspired. But that's basically how it would work. And then I think you said you sent me a message. I'll check out that message later. But yeah, I am working on a little job search repo. The reason is a friend of mine works at Indeed, and they just released an MCP server for searching jobs on Indeed, and I thought it'd be fun to build a little like job searching app that's natural language driven, can like show you jobs, and you can add it to an application list, and you can help it generate a cover letter and a couple other things. So yeah, definitely that's just like a fun side project of mine, but oh, and then yeah, I think this is maybe what James was saying. Can the blog be on Twitter? Yeah, totally. Like as long as it's a public place where you're writing about it, that's totally fine. And we'll write that in instructions. It's just we just want a GitHub and then some place where you refer to your GitHub about the thing you worked on. Yeah, tweet's fine. Yeah, tweet's fine. Yeah, I don't care. I just know some people like aren't really into Twitter, and so they might be like have a blog or it's very easy to set up a account on Dev2 or Medium or Substack and just post on there. Um, so yeah, and I'll share some instructions about that tomorrow and how to do that, and maybe I'll even record a little video or something about how to do it. Awesome. Well, trying to think what else we could do. I mean, I have that job search demo. I could demo that, but otherwise, I'm happy if somebody else wants to hop on. Or actually, how far along are you, Butter Eagle? Do you want to? Oh, you said you can't demo because you're fixing something. Anybody else? Uh, well, yeah, I mean, I just realized I looked at her message and they said trying to fix this issue, so maybe later, which is totally fine. We have the showcase channel too, so if anybody wants to drop a demo and showcase just to get some feedback and show off what you're working on, I think that would be really cool. Yeah, there were a couple components before the hackathon that people were working on. Yeah, mostly before, and I think we're trying to figure out. I think we realized that we needed to standardize and update how those UI components are created so that they're more consistent. Um, but that's like one of our visions is that we have like a pretty comprehensive generative UI library, which is just here's a bunch of components that are designed for an AI to interact with them and a user, like an AI and a user to interact with. Mostly I think there are some use cases where they just work fine out of the box, and then other use cases where you could take that as an example and then customize it to your particular product needs. So it's one of the things we're working on. Well, if anybody or hey, I just saw Tarun joined. I don't know if you're working on. Are you part of TamboHack? Oh, okay. Uh, sure. Hey, well, join us. How you doing? Oh, we can't hear you, Tarun, if you're on. Alright, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, and if anybody wants to join and demo something, yeah, like, we'd love to have you join. Dang. Well, oh, Priyanka, do you wanna jump on and demo something? Yeah, sure. Okay, here. I invited you to speak. Hop on.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello, James. Hello, Michael. Is pronunciating your name correctly?
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool. So basically, I am working on the some UI component library. This is not related to the hackathon. So pardon for this. So may I share my screen?
Yes, go for it.
If you wait, give me a second. Just a second. I'm calling from India, New Delhi. So this is my project, long story short, which where you can find a wait. No, this is the I never launched yet, but this is in the pipeline, ready to launch. But this is not launched yet. Everything is done. Animated button where you can find interesting buttons and some smooth animation and this is the currently button, but I also added over here the nav bar and the home pages, which is currently not in the documentation, which is in the pipeline. I will add it soon. So what guys you are thinking on it? It is worth to build it and showcase to the world, or this is a worst? Thank you. This is the I was working from the last 1.5 month.
Wow. Yeah, this is cool. Definitely, I know component libraries are kinda in right now, or, like, component places where you can find components.
Yes. So what is your
I like
opinion?
your docs. I think it looks cool. How did you make your docs?
Like the documentation, what I used.
Yes.
I use Redux UI, and for that I created the every page and the some shared library. So in some shared library, I use the code and whichever code where you can copy paste. Um, Sorry, I'm unable to understand. Give me a second to think on that. How can I explain in better manner? Um, I use for the not done like a hundred above 100, not done.
A hundred's a lot. Actually, the last button was cool. It reminds me of, Postdog has a button like that where it kind of looks like you're actually pressing a button. Hey, I was gonna say
I
maybe a fun little project if you wanted to join TamboHack with what you already have is what if you made these like fairly configurable or something, and then somebody could just like
yes,
chat with it to change the customize it. One of the
I
ideas I had for TamboHack was like a site builder. There's a bunch of open source projects for like building, like WYSIWYG React components. So I wonder if that could be kind of interesting.
I also planning to integrate this some of my component with the TamboHack projects so people can easily integrate in their projects.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think I think that there's like a lot of interesting opportunities around like here's one of my thoughts. So I think there's a lot of people building um like code gen products aimed at
Mm.
non-technical users, but it's actually really hard to like get those to work right if you don't understand code. And I know this because I've had friends and like family try this, and I'm like, oh, it's so easy, just use it. And then I didn't maybe realize how much context I had about what's happening under the, even if I can't see the code, I know how to describe the problem in a way that the LLM can figure out. But I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, hey, I don't necessarily want to build something that's like super complex. I just want to build like an app that has some buttons and like an input, and then when I press this button, it saves the data somewhere and it sends it somewhere. I feel like there's like probably a cool opportunity there of like helping people build something. Um, and then also there's probably a lot of things where they can change how it looks and feels by like clicking on it in a way that's just like much easier for them than explaining, pull this button right. Like talk about like what a weird term that I think only people who code would know, like why that like pulling is like a type of CSS. And so the LLM knows what you mean. But I don't know. Something small there.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, hey, thanks. Thanks for sharing and yeah, joining TamboHack and being a part of the Tambo community. We'd love to see what you build.
Cool. I will definitely integrate with some component with TamboHack. Thank you for your
Yeah,
guidance.
let's do it.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for hopping on. Also, I saw Tarun joined. I don't know if Tarun wanted to hop on and yeah, how do I add you? I saw you just invited to speak. Um,
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
yeah, we can.
Cool, cool. So I don't know. I think Microsoft Teams took me earphones, and it's like I don't know why it defaulted to Microsoft Teams. But anyways, yeah, like I'm not actually building something with Tembo AI. So sorry if I'm intruding over here, but I really like James. By the way, James, I've been following your journey since your build space SF in-house. Yeah, I've been watching your live streams when you used to do this 101s. I saw your coding agent, computer use agent. I mean, like literally, dude, it's a fanboy moment for me at the moment. I'm not. Oh yeah, I think we also talked on LinkedIn for a while. It was I can't recall the project, but it was something with teaching AI or agents for something on notebook. Yeah, yeah. I also saw you came to Bangalore to India. Sorry, I couldn't meet you. Yeah, I'm from Bangalore, but right. Oh yeah, I didn't. I couldn't. Oh yeah, I don't know. I think your LinkedIn is being. Did you post it on LinkedIn by any chance? Uh, uh, I didn't see it on my feed. I live in Bangalore. Yeah, literally, dude. I've been following you since that. It's been almost how long since Build Space SF in us? Was it like 30%, 30 days or something, right?
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Um,
actually how James and I met. We met at SF2. So
oh,
in
cool.
yeah. Yeah, we were
Actually,
guest neighbors. Yeah. But actually there was somebody in between us. And now I can't remember who because he was never there. But we were like, oh yeah, Hardeep. It was Hardeep. Yeah, Hardeep. Because he was like right between us. So I was like, but he was never there. So the next closest person to me was always James.
cool. Actually, I have a friend. They are also building Tembo.io. Initially, when I saw, I thought it was both same. They used to do this database management. Wait, let me get the. I don't know how the trademarks works. I'm just curious about that. It's Tembo. What is it called? Yeah, Tembo.io.
Oh, is it
Uh,
TE Embo?
yeah, TVMbo. What do you guys called again? Okay, cool. But it's pronounced the same, right?
I guess so.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, which wait, so is it TAMBO and then what's
Okay,
the
let me .io. Let me just paste it on the chat
Oh, okay, but isn't
real
that
quick.
I thought this looks like it's like a service provider, right? It's
Oh
they're
yeah,
like
they pivoted.
oh,
They pivoted almost a
Tembo.io.
million times. Yeah, they started as a DB. It's like a Postgres alternative or something like that, and now they're doing some AI agent, just like everyone. uh, yeah,
Yeah.
uh, I'm actually building testdriver.ai. Have you guys heard of it? It's AI QA. It's going mhm.
Oh,
uh,
that's cool. How long you been working on this?
almost year and a half by now. Uh,
Wow.
See, I've got some. Yeah, but the thing is, to be honest, we were one of the early movers. Like the space was really empty. Like there was no AI QA back then, and now uh, we unfortunately couldn't incentivize on that. And now the market is really crowded. There's a lot of AI agents out there, especially the fact that we are not really making any novel changes to our algorithm. Just the fact that we are using the same base GPT-4o and have seen it getting better and better just because the base model is getting better. So the oh no, right now we are actually spinning up. So again, we had to do this whole dance. So we spin up a new VM on the go. Again, it's all maintained by us. It's a EC2 instance, and then it's a npm package, so it can like access that. I think PyAuto GUI is the package that we're using to like click on things. But yeah, going forward, the thing is, we were purely vision based. We couldn't look at your DOM or anything, and then it had its own set of advantages and disadvantages. And now we want to do the best of both worlds, where you can leverage selectors whenever you can and treat vision as a fallback mechanism. So if the selector or the XPath is not visible or not available, you'll just look at the screen and you do it again, right? So in that way, we are trying to use Playwright. We're trying to basically build a SDK for Playwright so that you can hook it up and then you get all the nice this browsers, track, stack trays, and all these other things for free, right? So we're trying to do that, but yeah. Actually, our browser was using us, and now they got acquired. I don't know if Atlassian is going to use us. I think we do have a contract with them for 2 years. I don't know when it's going to be renewed, but yeah, it was a bummer for us. Yeah, that we don't know. I think it's mostly not going to be there because again, we are not SOC 2 compiled or anything, and Atlassian is more like a it's less of a tech company and more of a I don't know. Uh, but
Getting SOC 2 isn't that hard. You could just get SOC 2. I mean,
I know, right? You can get SOC 2, but like my CEO is like I don't know, he's making a big issue out of it. Uh,
okay, I guess that's true. I mean, we're in the process of it. So, but
yeah,
I mean, it's a
exactly.
pain. Like it's a pain, but it's not hard. It's like not hard problem. It's just an annoying problem. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Every time we do the call, we are like, "Hey, we are in the process. We don't have SOC 2." In fact, like the very first question we used to ask is, "Hey, do you need us to be SOC 2?" And then we just stopped asking that question. Uh, but yeah, I actually also let me probably share you this. I don't know. You guys can probably help me out on this. So I have built this kind of a client side just for GitHub. Let me share my screen. I don't want to show anything that's. Give me 1 second. Open internal. But okay. Let me share my screen. Share your screen. HD. Oh, I can't go HD. Cool. Make selection. Oh, share entire screen. Okay, what do you guys see?
Uh,
Oh, okay, it's sharing my other screen. Let me change stream. Okay, share this window. Share and okay, cool. Let me run this. npm run dev. So this is basically a simple client. So as I said, we do testing. So whenever like you want to see the status of your test or like, hey, how are my tests doing? Why are they failing? When is the last time they failed? Right? You want to ask all those questions. You can get the dashboard, but you want to do more than that, right? You just want to like basically I'm kind of building a dashboard on the go. So right now you have to log in. Again, I just implemented the backend. Front end I'm yet to do so. So I can just ask, hey, what's the status on acceptance test for test driver? I also I haven't added the, what do you say, the system prompt yet. So if I go back to my terminal, okay, I think it's not working. Is it? Okay, yeah, it's making the calls. Let's see. Basically, you get the point, right? So it's doing this. Is there any way I can use Tembo here? Right now, I'm just using Next.js and Shatcn, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you definitely could. I mean, basically what Tambo does is it can manage the entire chat, and then what it's really useful for is if you want to have kind of like generative UI components or have it control UI on the screens. Like that's kind of what our, our
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I want that.
yeah, and so it handles like streaming, markdown, and all that kind of stuff out of the box. But it could also be, so what's this case? So what's the status on accepted test for driver? So like you could also make it where it's a UI, right? Where it like actually shows the current state of these. Like I could say, hey, what are the current state of my tests? And then you have some sort of React component that says, hey, this is how, like, put in a night or let's take a step back. So like probably what the workflow would be is let me get your current running tests. So that's one API
Mm-hmm.
call. And then it
Mm-hmm.
gets back to IDs. And then there'd be a component that says, show the state of a current test or a set of tests. And it could pass those IDs in and then make a request and then show that component where it just shows, like the status, like a live status, for example. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? So like that's where we're
Um,
different. Like we're not different. I mean, you could just do this statically, right? Where it's like I have a chat and I'm like, what's the current status? And you just maybe use Markdown or a
yeah,
table.
exactly. Yeah.
Or it could be, hey, like I want to see the currently running tests, and then it actually gives you a UI that looks like shows you the test, shows the current state. It's live updating as the test
Mm-hmm.
update. Maybe gives you a button to pause it or like restart it or whatever. And it's like those are all like anything you can do
Oh,
in
yeah.
React, you could have the LLM put it into a chat experience, for example.
Cool. I think UM is
Like
also
like
building
like
something
do you
similar.
have
Maybe.
do you have a actual like UI for what you're describing though? Like
I mean, yeah, right now we just have Airtable. Again, this is static. We're just writing back the values into this thing. The whole point was for us to like, so we use test driver to test test driver. So I wanted our team to like get access or see how the tests are doing because we get asked during the client calls, hey, what's the accuracy of your runs? How is it doing? So that's again, it started as a side project. I mean, it is still a side project for me. But yeah, I mean, I really want to push this to actual users, to our clients, and like right now we are also sending like a email to them. So this is what happens. Let me do full screen, and so you get all this data. Again, as I said, like this is once the test has been completed, not while it's running or anything like that. I'm sure Airtable also allows me to probably run some queries which is AI generated and like access the tables, but again, that kind of misses the point. And we kind of send this as a email. Let me see if I have the Airtable automations. Yeah, we send something like this every day. So this is cool. Of course, this is when you sell to enterprises, they don't like this. They want this for some reason. Like I wish I knew why, but they want this and not this. But this is like when you want information. Uh, so that is when like a team can go over here and say, "Hey, how's the test doing?" Or it's more importantly, the thing is we are still in beta, right? We still have issues with respect to infrastructure, bit. There's a lot of pipelining stuff that's happening. So the whole point is for me to understand how many of these errors are being originated from our end and how many of these errors are actually like client errors or like AI based errors or algorithmic based errors. Because some of the times the test keeps running for 6 and 10 hours until GitHub closes it. So I want to know the percentage of that, which is what you can't actually get from here. I mean, you can get these AI generated summaries. That's what we feed in. Again, this is the caveat being the test has to be ran successfully irrespective of whether it has passed or failed, you'll get this, but you won't actually get like, hey, the API error threw, or the hey, the VPC client gave up, or the EC2 instance was off, or something like that, right? So you those to understand those things, you actually have to go to your GitHub Actions, and then you have to click on the test that you're running, and then you have to see, hey, why did it fail? For example, if something like this fails, again, this is like maximum call stack exceeded error. I know this error because yeah, not connected. Please again, this is not. This is us. This again reliability. I want to know how many of these errors are there because I can go to this app and I can say, hey, when is the last time I saw this error, and it's going to fetch me that. Does that make sense? Because it's more about for. So I would put it this way: internally, it's more about the data. When it comes to externally or client, I want it to be like all this beautified with all these components and all this stuff. So again, the point is, it's the error will change a lot. Again, this has one error, the something will have something else as an error. So I'm not sure what the component looks like. So for me, hey, what is the best tool? The best tool is the one that's closest to me, and right now it's just a text. Uh, does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I think it totally makes sense. I yeah. No, I totally get it. And I think honestly, well, yeah. I mean, I feel like the main thing that it does is just we like if you like here, I mean, I could probably demo it, but like if you go to well, we're tambo.co, co
Okay.
co. Actually if you go to like
Oh, you
yeah.
also have MCP?
Yeah, we support MCP. So you could add MCP client. So is it yeah, how are you accessing your data? Is it all through MCP or what do you
Oh yeah, so I can show this. Actually, it took me a while. So I mean, I did a lot of things. So there is this other one of my friend is building in Keep. Uh, so they are doing this. What do you say? Building agents using the UI components, and there you can hook up all this. And I thought I'd use them, and then at the end of the day, it's actually very simple. So if I go to dashboard, the dashboard, no dashboard. Let me open chat. Yeah, so Next.js offers this experimental create MCP client. So it's as simple as saying, hey, I want to open a HTTP transport. So you create a streamable HTTP client. Then you give the MCP URL and then authentication, you obviously pass it. So right now I've just hard coded it because it's only for internal purposes. And also like, where is it? You can't log in without our credentials. So if you say something like uh, uh, some random at gmail.com, you can't. It's only like it's a domain restricted. So again, I'm not exposing this in the front end. It's going to go during the API call, and yeah, you just define the tool that you want to use, and then you create a client, and then you make it as a tool, and then you just pass it as a tool. And one thing that I haven't figured out is I have to close this client ultimately after I use this. This is where I've been like kind of stuck. Where like I don't know if I when I want to close. Of course, one obvious reason is I can close during when they click on sign out or something like that. I can also add like a 10-minute timeout with no request sent. But again, I don't know why I have to close it. I probably should talk with someone at Next.js or Vercel to like understand exactly that part.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah, it's actually simple than it seems like to uh, create my own client side. But yeah, this is how I'm doing it.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, basically, like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like kind of up to you, like how you want to build it. But with
Yeah.
like how I mean, we are on the like the Tambo Discord, so I'll
Hmm.
talk about it. But like, basically, how it works is we support both client side and server side, so you can just like add that MCP in the server side of Tambo, and then
Hmm.
basically it'll like make all the calls, but it also will pass back all the tool calls to the UI so that you
Hmm.
can like display to the user like, hey, my agent was like, I asked this question, it queried the tool, it got back this result. But yeah, so basically like that's like the short answer, but like I think a lot of what you're trying to do, it would actually support it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, you could try it. Like I'd love for you to try it and give us some feedback and let us know what you think. Actually,
Cool. I think I
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
No, good, good.
No, no. I think I looked into Tambo a few months ago. I had looked into that repo, but then again, I didn't have a chance to try it out. And right now,
Yeah.
that's why I hopped on the server, and I was like, if you guys can help me out with this again, uh, from where I'm coming from, what are the low lifting things that I can do to get this into a customer's hand?
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, honestly, I feel like a lot of what you built, like Tambo would already handle and then maybe even handle better. Like, how do you handle
yeah,
history?
exactly.
Handle like auth. So we have auth. So for example, you could integrate. What auth does Test Driver use? Was it Google? I thought I saw that.
Oh,
Uh,
this is again like this is not entirely. I'm kind of building it as a part of it, so I'm not bringing anything from our side except for the API key, which is again, it's my personal API key, which I will replace it once I put it in live. But yeah, I kind of vibe coded it honestly. So I do
yeah.
Google. I also have recent, but I have to configure the DNS for the recent thing. I don't have a DB again, as I said, like it's only internal, so I don't want it to have a DB. So
Yeah.
just Google Auth, yeah, Auth to client. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
think I saw this over here where
yeah,
they provide. Yeah,
we do like we integrate with like whatever like pretty much any auth you can think of.
yeah.
You can just bring your own and then it should work.
Cool. Oh, you guys have SOC too? You just said you are in the process of getting
We're
it.
working on SOC 2. So basically, if they needed it,
Okay. Okay.
we'll talk to them about
Okay.
where we are with SOC 2. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about this NPM hack that happened? Okay. Cool. Supply chain. Yeah. Did you see that code verify code thing? Like I was just watching it on YouTube by permission. Between, have you guys tried out Comet? This is really cool. The agentic nature of this is like way good. As I said, like I've been building browser agents for almost a year and a half now, and this is like crazy fast, man. Like nothing has come close to this. This is really cool. So yeah, what do you want? One of the things that I show is like go to apple.com. I think apple.com is down if I'm not wrong right now, but and add iPhone 16 Pro 256 GB. It's down. Okay, it's up to the card. And like just this, right? As simple as that. Uh, Between I was also part of this. So Google also had their own version of this browser agent. They called it Project Mariner. They shelved it, of course. I was part of their trusted private beta tester, whatever that long name that they had. Yeah, it's down. They're doing some launch right now. But I think we can. Yeah, we can do some other website. So yeah, oh my God, sorry for that. Yeah,
So
Google also
you're
had this
so
project,
curious
and
that they're about to launch. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it does what you ask it to do. Like, I'm yet to see Comet fail at something. Like, it can do a lot of things. Especially the agentic mode is great, and probably wait. We'll try this and I will log off. I don't want to take much of your time. 16 to the card.
yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
gotta drop you in a couple minutes,
Okay,
but
cool. If you guys want to try it, I can probably send you guys an invite if I have. Let me see. Oh, I don't have invites. I mean, I will ask my friend and probably I'll get you guys some invite, but it can do things.
also, Avi on our team says he thinks Dia is pretty cool compared to Comet.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I tried the okay, I tried the again. Arc is our client. I don't like it. The reason I don't like it is it takes really long time to respond. Uh, it's like it only has context with what you can chat with, and you can only chat with it. You can't ask it to perform actions, and it's neither Arc, it's nor Comet. I wish it did what Arc already did and probably had a chatbot built on top of it, but it isn't. Uh, in fact, the CEO himself said that we are building the app because my grandmother can't use Arc. He literally said that. He's building the app for his grandmother. But anyways, yeah, I didn't like that. I literally uninstalled it the other day. So yeah, cool. As you can see, it does things. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Well,
I'll try
hey,
out Tembo. Yeah.
I think we probably should close down the stream soon. I know James has something coming up, and I know I do too. But hey, I just thanks for. I want to say thank everybody for joining, and Tarun, thanks for demoing what you were building. And yeah, happy to see it, and it's cool to see that more people are trying to build these kind of like chat-based interfaces. So I'm excited about it.
Cool. Thanks. I'll try. Cool. I'll try to integrate. I'll try to go through the docs and probably see how I can integrate into my project. Or probably I can. I mean, I can build it from scratch again using Tembo.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go
And
this week. Yeah.
yeah, and give us feedback. Like honestly, our biggest goal is just getting feedback, figuring out how we can make it better, and yeah, I'd love to see if it solves all your use cases, all your needs.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, talk to you later.